Hello and welcome to the Sunbirdcrochet podcast. My name is Claudia and I'm coming to you from Germany. We've got snow outside. It has been snowing all night, and now when I look outside, it's still a little bit there, almost like white powder everywhere, on the rooftops, on the trees, in the garden, on the lawn. Just a little circle of green underneath the trees. So it's just like a little bit of icing sugar on the landscape. Today is Saturday and I'm here to talk to you about crochet, sometimes knitting, and other crafts, as well as what's all happening around me craft-wise, making-wise, and what's on my radar. And today I have for you 2 works in progress and a crochet along, and not my own, it's just on my radar, and also a new craft and a giveaway, because let's say this right away, we've reached the 2000 subscriber mark, and thank you for coming here and to be part of my little world here and to add to the 2K. And as a little thank you, I would like to give away a pattern of your choice on Ravelry. If you can't access Ravelry, then we have to think about a way around it. But so far I'm going with a pattern of your choice up to 10 euros on Ravelry, and all you have to do is to be a subscriber, obviously, one of the 2K and above, and to leave a comment down below about anything you would like, preferably crochet. Maybe you would like to leave a little poem about what makes you come back to crochet and knitting and what yarn and color means to you, and maybe even a little haiku. Oh, I don't want to put the bar too high to get your prize. No, really, any comment down below will get a chance to win a prize of your choice. Or actually, it's a 2K, so make this 2 winners. And whoever actually does manage to write a haiku poem, yes, let's make this really, really difficult for you, right? If you write down below in the comments a haiku which contains either the words yarn or crochet in there, then you get double entry, right? Yes, we are crazy here. So now, since that is out of the way, I would just like to say again, thank you for being here, for coming back to me, and for subscribing and for supporting my crochet world, for being friends and just enjoying this nonsense as much as I do. As I said, today I have for you 2 works in progress. My first work in progress is a shawl. It's living in this Tilda fabric bag, which is full of little minis which are from previous advent calendars, like these here from Studio C Yarn. She's at the moment, she's a German indie dyer on Etsy, and at the moment she's taking a break, but her Advent yarn calendar was one of the best I ever had. And I'm still using it. Anyhow, also in this bag is my magic yarn ball, and it's such a long time ago that I made this, that I wound this up, that I don't remember anymore which colors are still to come. So this is my magic yarn ball, and from that I'm working on my shawl. I'm using my 4mm hook from the Danish home interior decoration kind of thing shop. We went there together, remember? So I've started yet again another granny shawl using Annabu's House free crochet pattern. And I can tell you that these yarns here, they are leftover yarns from my pollen shawl. The pollen shawl is a free pattern on Ravelry, and I've made a whole tutorial in parts here on YouTube. There's even a playlist for you, so we can do this together if you want. I've done it already, and I know that Sylvia has made 2 shawls, and some have a problem with their gauge, or not they have a problem with their gauge, they have a problem with my gauge, because I'm a loose crocheter. So if you're a tight crocheter, then I would recommend to repeat the instructions so that you get a decent sized shawl. Or to use a bigger hook, like a 5 or a 6mm crochet hook even. And anyway, these are the leftover yarns from Marianti Yarns, another German indie dyer on Etsy. And I'm just working away here on another crochet loveliness using the granny stitch and sock weight or fingering weight yarn. Very simple, and it's fun to work on this. Now, that's the one thing. I don't have to talk about this too much because you know the pattern by now. You know how it looks like. It's just another surprise and play with colors. Now, let's talk about the second whip, and it's living here in my, let's not drop this. Hang on, I've got an entanglement here. Dear. The project is living in my cat bag by Lucas Quilt Art. I got this bag on Etsy again. It has lovely fabric here, cat fabric. And she or he got a label in here. And I'm using up my cotton whirl for this one. And once that one is going to be finished, I'm going to attach this yarn, working from the inside out. That's also cotton yarn. And this one is from die Zaubermaus, Zaubermausis Wollstübchen. And I recall that this yarn is hand dyed with the inspiration by one of the French Impressionist painters called Monet and his water lilies. It's called, the colorway name is called Water Lilies 2, and it's 4 threads, which are 265 grams per 1,000 meters. So yeah, it's center pull. There's a little stitch marker, a leaf stitch marker here in the middle, so I will be able to work from the inside out. But this is for later, because I still have to work first with this yarn and then that from the center out. And what am I making, you're asking? I'm making a virus shawl. A virus shawl, and I'm using a free pattern by Hobbii. It's called Virus Shawl Sultan Deluxe. There you go. It has lots of photo tutorials, and the pattern has a pattern repeat of 4 rows, which you have to do over and over and over again until your shawl measures the size you would like. And I am about to memorize these 4 rows, the instructions for the 4 rows. And I'm using a 3.5 millimeter hook with my shawl, and without further ado, this is my progress so far. So this is the Virus Shawl Sultan Deluxe, and it's lots of fun. It's something different from a granny stitch, right? And I believe that the Virus Shawl is a crochet staple, so to say. Everyone wants to make one, or everyone already has made one, almost everyone. And if you haven't, I can recommend it. It has a lovely drape and a lovely shape, and I'm making this for my sister, even though she doesn't know it yet. And I really have to crack on because her birthday is at the end of this month, so just like not too much time left. But as I said, I'm cracking on, and I will make her a decent sized shawl, or maybe it will be a Christmas present. We will see. So this is the very lovely Virus Shawl pattern, Sultan Deluxe. There are several patterns for the Virus Shawl out there. Some are paid for patterns. I chose this because I didn't want to pay for a pattern, and this came for free on the Hobbii, that's WII website. I think they are a Danish yarn company, right? I'm not sure. So this is my second whip these days, apart from all the other things which are lurking in the background. I'm alternating between projects. Like this one there, the Klimt Lapgan, is still waiting for getting more love as well. But sometimes you just have to get a fresh bit of a project, you know, with some new inspiration, or you see something beautiful, you can't wait to cast it on or to start crocheting. Now and again, you also see your old projects, your old finished objects. I don't have a finished project or object today for you, which is new, but I've got one which is the oldie but goldie. It's the Lost in Time shawl by Johanna Lindahl, the pattern. It's, oh, I didn't make a note if it's a free pattern or if it's a paid for pattern, but just go and check her pattern site, and she's on Ravelry as well. And I had this shawl on the back of my armchair for a long time, and then I redecorated and it was put in a bag, and I basically forgot about it. And when I was looking for something different right now, or this morning, I found it, and I will give it a wash, and then it will be worn again. So if you are one of my earliest subscribers, you have already seen this years ago. Yes, years. Have you realized that I'm doing this here now for more than 3 years? It's a scary thought. Yeah, so let's have a look. All the rookie mistakes in this one here. I've mixed the weight of yarn. I mixed, some are fluffy yarns, some are, I don't know. I probably mixed linen yarn and cotton yarn and DK weight yarn, but this is a really pretty shawl, and it has a lovely border down there, and it has tassels even. Isn't that a pretty one? Yeah, so I wanted to show this to you. It even has a bit of silver sparkle thread in it. And I really love the look of this. It's a happy shawl, right? With all this yellow. It's like a ray of sunshine. Again, this is the Lost in Time shawl. Let's make this my thumbnail. Yeah, so I highly recommend this pattern. It's a lot of fun. And I'm thinking about making another one. Maybe. So I wanted to show this to you. An oldie but goldie. I definitely used some mohair yarn even here. This gray, this light gray. And I held yarn double here to get a nice, like, moving on slowly. I don't like it when there is harsh color changes. I like it to move I like to move slowly, like fading into the next color, unless you've got something like this where you need a bit of contrast and there are bubbles, puff stitches, and shells and waves and all kinds of things. Yeah. The Lost in Time shawl by Johanna Lindahl. Now I've made a list of things on my radar, which all falls under the category let's chat. Okay, first let us talk about this Crochet Along. I've already mentioned it last episode. It's the Cardigan CAL by Rosina, Zeens and Roger, and she's going to publish 2 cardigan patterns, or she already has. Anyhow, what's today? I made a note that one is already published and the other one is going to be published on the 13th of January, and the 13th of January is also the beginning of this Crochet Along. You are making a cardigan, and she's stating what she considers to be a cardigan. It needs to have sleeves, it needs to be open in the front, and it doesn't actually have to be one of her patterns which you're using. It has to be a new project for you. Don't rummage around your your cupboard and pull out a cardigan which you've made years ago. And there will be prizes as well. So I'm going to link her Crochet Along announcement down below. That's what I'm going to do. And the 2 patterns which she is offering to you is the She Sells Seashells pattern and the Little Fluffy Clouds cardigan. And the Little Fluffy Clouds is really beautiful. It's my favorite, but obviously you can choose whatever you want. as I said, the Crochet Along will start on the 13th of January and it ends at the end of March. So plenty of time to make your crochet cardigan. Oh, and it has to be crochet, no knitting in this Crochet Along. It's a Crochet Along with a capital C. So that's that. And my book, I'm reading the book, where is it? It's in the other room. I wanted to continue reading today because I didn't have any time to read my book. It's the Murder on the Christmas Express, a murder story, a contemporary story, like happening nowadays, on the way to Scotland in winter. And there's going to be someone who isn't going to arrive alive. At least one. I haven't read it yet. I just, it's still in chapter 8. So I'm still on the same level of knowledge like last time. There is something I would like to talk to you about. And this regards the podcasts which I'm watching on YouTube. There are a couple of new ones I've started watching, and there is one video or channel. The channel is called Marans World, and there's one particular video which I would like to also link down below and show to you or talk about with you. And this is another craft, so to say. It's another craft and it's called Kavandi. I'm not sure if I pronounce it properly, but Kavandi is means quilt. It's a traditional craft by the Sidis, and the Sidis are an African group. I wrote this down here. The Sidis are an African group brought to India over 800 years ago, and Kavandi means quilt in India. Blah, blah, blah. When you are in India and you're talking about Kavandi and you're talking about a quilt, right? So on Marans World, on this special episode, she is showing you the techniques and tips for your first quilt, your first Kavandi. And it's really, you don't need a sewing machine, it's hand stitching, and I'm really tempted to do this. Maybe I will start small. Maybe it's just a table runner or a little, even if it's just something I put under my teacup. The thing is, you use scraps of fabric, which you obviously have to make square, and then you sew those onto another piece of fabric which has the size of what you want to, the size of your quilt, your table runner, whatever. And it has different layers still inside, which you are stitching together at the same time. And traditionally the people were using old saris inside, so that gets a little bit of what's it called, to make it a little bit more stiff. But since those are really flowy dresses, it's not as stiff as your regular quilt, and it's really looking beautiful. What Marion is showing on her YouTube video, really, I mean, I see it and I want to have it and I want to make it. And yeah, so what surprised me is you don't put the strips together as such. You actually sew as you go, and you start on the outside. You start making a frame of squares all around your big blanket square, and then you keep adding until you reach the center, and you stitch it together with a running stitch. I think that's what it's called, and it's just beautiful. You use a very colorful embroidery thread for stitching this together, and it's just beautiful. You have to see it. please indulge me. Please follow the link, which I will put down below. And I've also started watching other podcasters. Some are in German, some are new, some have their first or their third episode up only, and then there is one which I discovered only this morning while I was lounging around in bed wasting time. And she's on her episode 108, and she's talking about her knitting, her crochet, and her wardrobe, or the content of it, because her channel is called Slow Wardrobe. She's a Dutch maker living in the UK, and as I said, I've only started watching her, but she seemed to be very calming, and yeah, so I will give it a go and I will let you know what I think. The only other new thing which I can talk about is the little crocodile. No, I don't have a new pet. It's the new pet of my dollhouse family. It's a Schleich. It's a it's a Schleich animal. Schleich is a company. They're making like plastic toys, animals mainly. And I saw this in the local supermarket, and I thought this will be perfect for my next Halloween display in my Victorian dollhouse. So what do you think? What are we going to prop this up with? I think what I really find intriguing is that it has a drawer which it can open. Yeah, cinema mode. I shouldn't have switched it on to show you things. Anyhow, so this is the only incoming regarding my dollhouse. And if you didn't know that I also am into dollhouses, then you are a new subscriber probably. Maybe this is the time to tell you my different channels on Instagram. I am the Sunbirdcrochet podcast, and my Instagram handle is Sunbirdcrochet. And it's also the same handle on Ravelry, on Ribbler, here on YouTube, and that's all about crochet and fiber arts. And then I've got a different Instagram channel called Edwardian Dollhouse. That's what it's called. I was just thinking, is it the Edwardian Dollhouse or is it Edwardian Dollhouse? I can't check. Obviously, I forgot my own channel name. Yeah, so on the Edwardian Dollhouse on Instagram channel, I am posting about my different dollhouses. It's not just the Victorian dollhouse, it's also a mouse house. And I have made out of a shoebox and some tinfoil and other materials a hollow tree with a witch living inside. And there is a Mylek mouse house as well, so that's all on that channel. And then I also got the Dingle Gallery on Instagram, and this has been a little bit abandoned these last couple of months. It's my art channel. I have a channel just for my drawing, for my painting. I paint mainly watercolors and or in oil. Although sometimes I also paint in acrylics. And if you are into that, I think I will finish this episode by showing to you some of my paintings which I have on my wall. And I will make a little bit of a collage, and I will edit at the end of here with a bit of music, so you see what my other interests are, right? Today it will be a little bit of a introduction role about my art, right? So with that, I will end this episode. I hope that you are still having a good 2024, that it's treating you well, that you are healthy and that you are enjoying things like going out, even though it's cold, I know. Unless you are in the southern hemisphere, then it's really hot. But as I was saying, going out, enjoying music, enjoying people and friends and family and life. Life, you sometimes think you've got all the time of the world, but yeah, I was reading something, and don't let me get too philosophical here, but I read this morning, and it was a saying by someone, it was a quote, that's what I want to say, it was a quote, and it said that we often think about the day, that it's something we have to get over and done with, but what this day, today, right now, is actually life. And life is limited, so enjoy this moment, enjoy your life and every day. And I know that not every day is a nice one. Sometimes it's just like really bad, but it's your life and you still are alive, and enjoy it. Enjoy what's being thrown at you, whatever it is. It's part of being alive. And yeah, I think I need a cup of tea. And I will show you some of my paintings. And I will see you next time. And don't forget, be creative with your comments down below, and you can win a pattern of your choice. It doesn't have to be crochet pattern, okay? We are knitting inclusive here. So see you next time. Bye bye.